Aren't decisions a lot of fun? I mean, you get to make them all the time. Anything from what to have for dinner to what home to live in. And they all make a difference. Each and every decision you make has an impact on your life. Not one of those earth shattering impacts, but one of those deep down plant a seed and reap the rewards influences. So let me ask you a question. Do you think you're good at decision making? Because if you're not, it could be holding you back from reaching your dreams, and you don't want that, do you? So we thought this would be a really good time to clear up any misconceptions you have around decisions. You know, the ones like, I'm not good at making decisions, I'm indecisive, I worry about making the right ones. Now, we're not just talking about dinner here, I guess you've gathered that, because there really are lots of decisions to be made in life, aren't there? Everything from should I get up early for yoga to what's the right direction for me in life? Or ones like, should I believe what they're saying on television? Is this the right job to take? Or is that the car the best deal? Or even, should I take that overseas option? There are so many decisions to make each and every day, and we see people getting themselves in knots trying to sift and sort through the good choices from the bad or work out the right ones from the wrong. The good news is that there are no wrong decisions. Is it so bad that you took the job and it doesn't work out as well as you wanted it to? It's not as if it hasn't served a purpose. You were excited about it at the time. Maybe it's helped you to make a move that you weren't sure about, or to release a previous job that you didn't like. Humans get so caught up in the rightness or the perfection of the decision, and they're just not like that. Decisions are never about making the perfect choice. Decisions allow life to flow rather than stagnate, and you'll have decisions to make until the day you die. They're not a right or a wrong thing. Sitting on the fence for a long time about a decision is a really uncomfortable place to be, and sooner or later you're going to fall off that fence. In other words, if you keep refusing to make a decision, then the decision will be made for you, and you may not like it, because refusing or choosing not to make a decision is actually a decision you've made by default. There are natural forces at play in decisions, and indecision also has consequences. We have a young friend who wants to buy a house. She's seen many houses that could suit her, and while she waits for the perfect house to come her way, she's feeling more and more agitated, more frustrated with each decision she has to make, and more worried that her window of opportunity has already gone. Each house she misses out on because of her inability to choose makes her feel worse and worse. Not because she has to buy a house, but because she committed to herself to buy one, and she sits on the fence about which one to choose. Which one is perfect? She doesn't want to make the wrong decision, so she becomes frozen in her ability to choose. So she begins to doubt herself and can't make any decisions. We know a home is a big decision to make for anyone, but there is another way of going about this. She could talk to herself, connect with her inner wisdom through meditation, and then stand in her own soul guidance, understanding that the choice she makes is the right one right now, because it always is. It's the right choice with the information you have right now. There is never going to be a perfect choice, but there can be a right choice, the best choice, a fun choice, or a better than expected choice. So, how do you get to the right choice, even if you're not buying something as big as a house? Well, we're going to help you get this so that you can make the right decisions for yourself. What makes a decision right or wrong? Any decision is just a choice that you make. This one or that one, this way or that. And it can begin as a very ordinary decision. There's nothing amazing or life-changing about it. But what comes next is the important part, as this is what makes it different to a wrong decision. You make a decision and then you back yourself. It doesn't matter if other people don't agree with it. It only matters what you think. So what's the importance of backing yourself? Decision remorse. You make a decision, believe, hope that it works, then look at all the ways it's not working. In other words, your fear gets in the way. We had a friend who made the decision to move her family to another country. That's a pretty big decision to make on your scale. This was a few years ago now, when things were more settled in the world. They were excited about the decision, organised passports, visas, schools, flights, housing, packed up, moved, and began to settle in. But business-wise, things weren't going as well as expected, and soon they began to regret the decision. They were running out of money, and fear had started to creep in. Within a few months, they'd returned to their home country. Can you see where the turning point for the decision was there? They made a decision and then made it right. It was new, fun, exciting, and they looked forward to the new experience. What did they want? They wanted an exciting life. But the business didn't take off as quickly as hoped, and they were short of money. Can you see how this decision has turned? The focus has become a lack of funds. So there is no way that they can be aligned with their abundance. They were inspired to make the decision. They backed themselves so it was the right one, and then they doubted. Fear crept in, took hold, and they had decision remorse. It's rather like shopping remorse. So the decision was right, but new decisions were made, not from inspiration, but from fear. Now, you may not be moving countries, but what should you do in those times? You know, the ones where you regret having made a decision as fear takes hold. You find a way to become centered. We call that soul guidance. Through meditation, positive self-talk, looking for what's working, and journaling, you keep making decisions. But not from a place of fear. Nobody should ever make decisions from a place of fear. That's a battle. It's fighting a war within, and we've heard people say life is tough. This is when it's tough. Making decisions before you're connected within your soul guidance. And we don't recommend this, as we don't want you to battle with yourself. An email just arrived from a friend that made us smile. Part of it went, "My husband has been in Oregon all summer. I've stayed here in Palm Desert, California, because of my animals. Plus, I purchased a golf course." This came from a lady in her 80s who understands the value of making decisions and backing herself. What were her intentions? She thought it would be fun. Was she making the decision out of fear? No way. She was excited, enthusiastic, saw an opportunity, and she loves to play golf. Was this the right decision? Absolutely. Not because of the decision itself, but because she was inspired and then backed herself. Many of you are afraid of making a decision because you could lose money, upset people around you, are waiting for the golden opportunity, or you're uncertain, so you're not able to choose. But if a woman in her 80s can follow her soul guidance and buy a golf course, then maybe you can take a chance and back yourself too. Make that decision. Go for that goal and enjoy the universe bringing together the tools necessary for you to live a life you love. Because that's what decisions are about. They aren't the manifestation or the things. They aren't to make other people happy, although they could. Decisions are for the immediate satisfaction and joy that they bring. They sow the life energy that flows in, through, and around you. The universe has your back. It wants to move heaven and earth to give you what you want. But you need to believe in yourself first. Then you need to tend to your mood. Your mood is your emotions. There will never come a time when you don't need to take notice of your mood. And it will make the difference between the right and wrong decisions, between believing in yourself and doubting. Because the turning point from a right decision to a wrong one isn't the decision itself, it's the tending to your own mood. When you don't look after your inner self-talk and it starts to get away from you, when you're not aware of how you're feeling, then you begin to look for evidence that things aren't working. And you find them every single time because you can always find evidence of the things you're looking for. So here are the 5 steps we would use to make the right decision about anything. Tend to your mood and meditate regularly. Make a decision when you feel inspired, excited, or it seems fun. Check that decision inwardly by imagining yourself in that scenario as if you're already living it. Believe in yourself by tending to your mood and recalibrating often. Look for evidence that things are working out for you. Then move on to your next decision and your next. Of course, some decisions are going to be easier than others. And some are just going to weigh in more. I mean, what's for dinner does not weigh on you quite as heavily as changing careers. But the biggest takeaway that we really want you to get is that decisions aren't about being successful. They're not about making money. Yeah, they can do that for you. They aren't about the perfect choice. You don't have to be good at making decisions to make good ones. If you've never made decisions at all and follow the 5 steps above, you'll be confident about decision making in no time at all. If you think you should make a decision, but you can't, then it's not procrastination. It's probably that you just don't have enough information yet. In this case, we would relax and chill. Take a lot of time in step 1 and 3. So tend to your mood and meditate. Then imagine yourself in not one but a few different scenarios and see which one feels best. Try it on for size. But we would never make a decision while feeling uncertain. Instead, we would just tend to our mood and meditate. Decisions are the universal flow that helps your soul expand, and they're an important part of your self-esteem. When you make decisions because you're inspired, you've become confident. That's why it's called reaching for your dreams. We love that term. It has the flavor of expansion within it. So reach for your dreams by making as many decisions as you can and backing yourself. It doesn't have to be the ultimate choice, just the choice that feels the best right now. Decisions allow your life to flow, and that's why they're fun. We'll include some decision affirmations for different areas of your life that you can download and use as a guide to get you used to your soul guidance to make decisions. So look for those below, and thanks for joining us.